Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Ford F-150 King Ranch. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Super Ford here in Salt Lake for giving me some time with this King Ranch. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. If you have any questions, need any help, just ask for Jaden. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is the Power Boost, which is a twin-turbo 3.5 liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed paired to a hybrid. Fuel economy is 22 around town, 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 430 horsepower and then 570 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, you guys can see little vent pieces there on either side, and then the King Ranch edition comes with the upgraded headlights, which I think look really sharp. You got special coloration here on the grille, same thing on the bumper as well, so it's got kind of more of a western theme with that setup. And then chrome wheels with the King Ranch logo there on the center. King Ranch F-150 there on the side. Notice it's two-tone power side steps, so again, loaded up F-150. This one has the FX4 off-road package, but there's your side profile. And being a loaded up F-150, you got all the key features, so your lock, unlock, remote start, tailgate, drop down. You can see it's power down, which is pretty cool. This one has the Pro Power on board as well. LED light setup. We got all of the rulers here on the back. And something that's cool about this is it is power up with the barn door tailgate, which to use that, you just press this button right here. That'll open it up. So kind of like a nice piece of added functionality with that. Just make sure you're pretty firm with the closing. King Ranch logo down below. And again, two-tone bumper. And then the interior is the really big thing with the King Ranch. So you can see the brown leather here up top as well, darker in coloration. And then look at the seats. Again, another King Ranch logo. Perforated all down the center. And just, if you have a chance, come up and just feel the leather compared to an F-150 Lariat or even a Platinum. It just has a higher quality feel to it. And that continues up front as well. See, with all the trim. Again, King Ranch right there. Got the nice wood trim there as well. King Ranch down below. And look at this. Very upscale. Got all of your power adjustments, everything. And again, pedal adjustment. And then look at this special trim here on the King Ranch. Quickly pop in. So, just like load up F-150s. Nice sound insulation. Big digital gauge cluster. Big infotainment system with a 360 camera, heads-up display as well. And again, nice trim on this dash, and then the steering wheel has the nice leather trim too, so it just feels more rugged compared to a regular F-150. You got more King Ranch logos across the glove box. Again, more nice trim all around here. Looks very high quality. And then you can see again King Ranch logo on the center console with nice leather trim. And so really you get just a nice upgraded interior with a loaded up F-150 that has stuff like heated and ventilated seats. It's got a phone charging pad. It's got a panoramic center. by the way, brown headliner to match. Now this leads us to the window sticker. This one with the Power Boost and everything, stickers for $79,285 after destination options, all of that. Let's see how it performs. King Ranch F-150, the fancy pants Western F-150. And obviously, I mean, I've said this in the past, this is my favorite interior in an F-150 because it just feels so much more high quality with the leather compared to what you get in a Lariat, even a Platinum Limited. Like, those have fancier leather, if that makes sense, in terms of making it more sumptuous? Can't talk. But this just feels higher quality, right? There's a difference between quality and fancy. I mean, a good example would be comparing a Toyota to a, let me do this in a way that's probably not going to offend people too much. Let's think. Toyota to a Genesis. That's a good comparison, right? The Toyota fancy, or not fancy, quality. The Genesis fancy, right? It's got the fancy pants technology and the looks and the interior, but like if you want real quality, well, and I should say Toyota prior to 2020, Let's make that distinction there, because Toyota Post 2020 ain't quality like it used to be. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about when I say this just feels quality. It's nice. It's nice stuff. Now the power boost, I've talked to a lot of people about this powertrain. The power boost apparently has been a lot less problematic. That was something that kind of concerned me about this powertrain, because when it first came out, I mean, there's no two ways about it. It was not a good powertrain. Tons of reliability issues, but it seems like Ford's worked out a lot of the kinks. Also massage function, the King Ranch, forgot to mention that. But yeah, it seems like Ford's worked out a lot of the kinks. Don't take my word for it, right? If you don't want to risk it, just get the regular EcoBoost. That's always easy, but yeah, that's a good thing, because, you know, getting a little bit better fuel economy is nice, and then just the extra power, especially at the bottom end, is nice, because this EcoBoost is not a bad powertrain by any means, but it doesn't quite have, being a V6, it doesn't have quite a lot of low-end grunt. You have to get into the RPMs, not a ton, but like the difference I see is a lot of inline sixes, you feel the torque at like sub 2,000 RPMs. This, without the power boost, you don't really feel it until you're 2,500 plus RPMs. Whereas with the power boost, it's immediate. You get it up sub 2,000, so it's a big benefit. And that's kind of something interesting that I found at reviewing cars, is it seems like a hybrid V6 performs about as good as a non-hybrid inline six. So if we do a hybrid inline six, unbeatable, right? Ride quality's good with this. The FX4 package, you know, gives you the rear locking differential. Doesn't really give you super aggressive tires. If you're really going to take this on some rugged terrain, you're going to want to get some real off-road tires. But having the rear locking differential, I will tell you, is immensely helpful. Like if you have four-wheel drive low and a rear locking differential, you can get through 99% of the stuff that you would need to get through when it comes to rugged roads. Again, I don't see someone taking this on crazy Moab type rock crawling, but you know, forest service roads, or if you live out in the country where things are not paved and things can get snowy and muddy, the rear locking differential can handle that stuff quite well indeed. So it is definitely a nice thing to have. Yeah, the torque is good. It's really, really sharp. And it really smooths out the power band. Really smooths out the power band. So, King Ranch. The most beloved F-150 of Ben Hardy. At least the interior. I really do think that Ford should try to capitalize on this more so, because I talk to a lot of people and I'm surprised that Ford doesn't offer this interior on more packages. And what I mean by this is, if you want to get King Ranch, you got to get the blinged out chrome Western theme. But there's a lot of people that want that. It's not just the interior color, because Ford does offer, like, you can get the Lariat with a kind of like a tan interior. No, people want the materials. If they offered a sporty looking, you know, like a platinum style truck with the King Ranch interior with these materials, people would love it. If they offered a Raptor, F-150 Raptor with the King Ranch interior, people would love it. Bronco, that's another good example. They got the Heritage Edition, which, you know, does a lot, but like, if, again, it's just these nicer materials. And the thing that I think that Ford and other automakers need to understand is, with how expensive their vehicles are, people expect nicer materials. They expect, it's like, you either got to lower the prices on the vehicles, or you got to offer more. And offering more can be more bespoke feeling, nicer materials, all of that. And so I think that's something that Ford could do across the lineup with some of the other cars. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the King Ranch F-150. Let me know what you think about some of the features on this. The power boost, I know a lot of people don't really like that new tailgate, I've noticed. I thought that some people might like the utility of it, but it seems like most people just think it's a silly gimmick and they'd rather just have a regular tailgate. Let me know your thoughts on that as well. That's been interesting for me to hear from people. Yeah, interesting. The only other downside with the power boost that I've been told by people that own it, other than the reliability issues initially that seem to have been fixed, is the fuel economy when you put different tires on. If you have street tires, you get good fuel economy, but if you put any sort of all-terrain tire, fuel economy goes. And I think it's just a hybrid thing, because I have a new Land Cruiser that's a hybrid, and it's the same thing. As soon as I put those all-terrain tires on it, my fuel economy went, and the tires are the same size. They're actually narrower than stock, but pretty much the same size as stock. So it's kind of a thing with hybrids not being able to handle the all-terrain tires like an NA or a regular turbocharged engine can handle. But that's all.